Hi guys, today we're going to react to Money by The Warning.
Hey, oh, I don't wanna break this down to you. It's a cruel thing that we learn to do. 'Cause we all gotta pay for something, we all gotta kill for nothing. Happiness has its price. Life isn't more in this business. Rapacity will be the illness that we will learn to love. Are you worth your weight in gold? Going once, going twice, sold. It's all about that. Woo! Go ahead and cry, shallow pools of blood, diamond news that you told. Hey, oh, hey, oh, moral code of days 3 times a year. True, that's sifting goes to assassins here. I'll never ask for forgiveness. I come with God as my witness. I pray you wash my hands. It's sad and it's cruel and the world hurts. Soldier soul, that's how it works. We're human after all.
I love it when we react to The Warning. They always start strong. I've said it 1,000 times before. I'll say it again. You get engaged the second after it starts. Daniela, Alejandra, Paulina, they are a force of nature. The subject matter isn't surprising at all. They are good at embedding heaps amounts of depth in their sometimes seemingly simple lyric songs. This one revolves around, you can call it materialism, but it's deeper than that. They sing about money and the way that people lose the sense of true purpose in life. When they say going once, going twice, sold, it kind of made me think about the soul. You're auctioning your soul for the sake of dwelling in materialism, of chasing the buck. They don't say it that way, but that line there just made me think about that. They also say happiness has its price. By having such a distorted view on life, how everything is temporary, because nobody gets to get buried with the property that they've accumulated, then the happiness has its price. You pay with happiness. You pay with the things that are most important to chase that buck, because everybody else is doing it. There's a lot to unpack here, but that's just my first impression.
Every song that we've heard from them, almost every song is like an anthem. The signature, warning intensity, it's in every song. And the subject matter, they generally almost always have something to say. This is social commentary. It's about materialism and greed and the way, people have come to get used to it being the way it is, and like it's almost like we've accepted it. We don't fight it. We just continue on living this way. There was a line in there that said, "Rapacity will be the illness that we will learn to love." So it's like we learn to love this intense greed. It's like this is what's given to us, and we take it, and that's the way it is, and that's how we go about our day. There's some killer lines, as always, because we all got to pay for something, we all got to kill for nothing. Happiness has its price came after that, which is the part you read. Less isn't more in this business. It's just it's some of it is a little bit tongue-in-cheek. You can feel there's a bit of sarcasm behind it, but it's all very, very serious on the whole about the way we are. Are you worth your weight in gold? Was what preceded the going once, going twice, sold. So auctioning yourself is, it's auctioning your soul. It's the same, really. It's the same thing in this kind of meaning. It's confronting, as their messages tend to be, which I really, really like. Moral code updates 3 times a year.
That's the one.
Truth that's dipped in gold is just as sincere. That is just fantastic writing, It's like, wow. Just the fact that they came up with this, to me is amazing.
They're including everybody and themselves included in that cycle. Moral code updates 3 times a year. That means that everybody has their price. If something goes against your code, your sense of morality, it's just a matter of numbers. You will have your price. Will you have the concession in your own moral code? You'll start seeing things in the gray just for the sake of chasing that cash. And truth that is dipped in gold is just as sincere. I think if your life is miserable because you chase the cash, you can't sugarcoat it. It's just as sincere. You're just as miserable. It doesn't matter how much money you have. Even if you dip your horrible life in gold, it's still horrible. That's what I think truth means here. Yeah.
It hints to humanity's weakness, because that just before we paused, the line was, it's sad and true and the world hurts. Sold your soul. That's how it works. We're all human after all. So it's like, yep. Yep, that's how we are. We are weak and we fall for these things every time. And then we come to live our lives in this way, under this code that is not ours, that is created by someone else, that is given to us, that is forced upon us, depends, which way you want to look at it. And we just go with the flow. It's confronting because it makes you kind of think about yourself. I'm sure that when they wrote this, they looked inwards as well. We all try to make as much money as we can to get by as comfortably as we can. We all like to buy things and stuff and grow our bank account and all the rest of it, because that's all we know. Without all these things, life is that much harder. So we kind of try to make things easier on us, but we get blinded by it all and miss out on what's important.
It comes from that place of need. You have a fear, or what it's like not to have the means to live comfortably. So escaping that uncomfortable threat that you may think you have if you came from a poor socioeconomic status, you're likely to chase the money, but you don't need to chase that much money. You don't need that much material in your life. So it becomes a self-propelling addiction.
And even if you're born into riches, you always continue to chase that because
you don't know anything else.
You wanna at least maintain the status quo, if not make more money. That sort of gluttonous greed that a lot of people have. So it's not about just having your share. It's about having yours and other people's share as well.
Yeah, it becomes a game. Who has more? Who has more houses, more cars, more shoes? You can turn in
or better cars, more expensive shoes, brands. Come into it. Yeah.
Are you worth your weight in gold? Going once, going twice, sold. It's all about that.
Love it.
Amazing. I enjoy thinking about how, because they're so young, they have no reason to have their eyes wide open to see those things, because they come from a generation that was born into a form of abundance. We always you always look at the younger generation. You say they don't know how hard it was to build everything. So to see that come from such young women, it has a sense of hope in it. From my perspective, from where I live, it's a rarity to see that, and the fact that it's there within a band that their whole career revolves around the message that they bring, even their name, the warning. It starts from having something to say. So that's what makes me think about the true artistry in their craft, having something to say and being such amazing musicians and saying that, and the fact that they're young and that their message has to do with each and every one of us. You know, they're half my age, they can teach me about the world, and it's amazing.
The fact that they can channel that through their music is the amazing part, to me, because a lot of people have opinions and commentary about society and the way it is. It is rare that the messages are what they are, because at their age, it is rare, for people to actually understand these things. They seem to be wise beyond their years and, highly intelligent and hugely talented. So they can channel that through their music. It's like the structure of their songs. I've said this before. It's in a way a type of formula. It's like we know we are kind of in a way manipulated because the songs are very catchy. There's something that's it's beautifully catchy, and we know it's there and we love it. But even though the structure is simple, what gets us is not the fact that the songs are catchy and fantastic.
Yeah.
It's the fact that they are so intense, they're ferocious. And when you look into their lyrics, you see the complexity within. Some lines, again, just killer lines. It's beautifully written. Diamond noose at your throat. That's a great line, telling you that, you've got all these riches, but that's what's kind of suffocating you.
I even take it as a symbolic thing, the fact that Paulina is seated at an elevated stage. In my mind, I don't know if they meant it that way. They likely didn't, but in my mind, they're like a sentinel guarding a castle. They're guarding the world. So that elevated stage, it's like their post. So they see danger and they warn the others.
Paulina, to me, it's like she's such an energizer bunny. She's always on such a high setting as far as her energy. I was looking at her when the song just started, and I was thinking she looks like a fighter, like a boxer who's warming up on their way to the ring. You know what I mean? They're like moving. It's like, yeah, okay, I'm getting ready to go. It's like she's getting ready for a fight. She's getting ready to go to war every time they perform.
Yeah.
And to me, it just shows her passion, and it becomes so endearing and even addictive. It's just like, yeah, I love watching her. And they're all energetic, they all have this intensity, but she is something else in that regard. Again, I just love this band. It's like they have a way of communicating these messages where it's almost like they've discovered this like cheat code. It's almost like when kids go to class, to school, to learn something. Nobody wants to learn anything. Nobody wants to sit and listen. And then you come out of one of their concerts or listening to one of their songs intently, and you love doing it. And then you work out, hey, you know what? The information actually got through. You can talk about it. It brings up discussion. It's in a lot of ways like like what Ren does. It's like tricking you into listening because you also enjoy the tool they use to convey the message to you. Yeah. And I find that amazing, and I think it's a priceless thing. Talking about money here and that, to have that in art where it's enjoyable for the masses in a way. And it gets all these messages across. Because today, a lot of entertainment, I'll call it, because a lot of it is not even art, that appeals to the masses, conveys very sort of empty messages. It's about nothing. So when there's, or it's about things that are very plastic and shallow.
Yeah.
But when you have musicians like The Warning and Ren and a few others that we've come across that do this, it's just amazing to experience every time.
Yeah, they are extremely skilled at packing their message in digestible form.
Yeah, and again, I'm a lyrics guy. I like the message behind it. I like the depth. I love music as well. But a lot of the time I find that combination elevates the music by a few levels.
Yeah.
So it's always going to be that way for me, that musicians that convey more emotion and have a deeper message and an interesting one will always appeal to me more than others. And I think The Warning definitely qualify.
I think with them, it starts with the message. I think that their love for music and having something to say, it's a parallel thing with them. They're not led by the music and then they figure out what to say later. It starts with that thing. I think they would have been authors or teachers or whatever if they weren't musicians. That's what it feels like from their performances and from their passion.
Yeah, I think that as they grow older as well, they will become more of that type of symbol, leaders. Because you mentioned this earlier, kind of in short, but the fact that the name of the band is The Warning shows that they thought about this concept before they started. So not every song, but a lot of their songs are just that, This song is a warning. It's a warning about the dangers of greed and how it can consume your soul and make you lose yourself. First of all, it's a great concept that they've come up with, where they're trying to teach us something. They're trying to do good. So it's like, when three young girls start a band, they are essentially kind of preaching to you. You will tune them out. Because like, what do you know? You're 12, to tell me how to live life.
Yeah.
But they find a way to go around that. They kind of trick you. They go, listen to this song, you like the song? Yeah, this is a good song. Yeah, yeah. And you find yourself, you're bopping to the song, and then slowly the message does seep through and they get it across. So that to me is genius.
Yeah, they're unpretentious.
Yeah, but the wisdom is like, and they're smart, to do it the way they do it. It's just beyond as far as I'm concerned. And I've said this a million times before, and I'll say it again. I think they are going to absolutely dominate world music.
I agree.
Because they just have it. It's the complete package.
Yeah, I agree. They found a way to convey their message in a way that makes you respect it because it's truth and not because they're the ones delivering it. They found a way to take themselves out of the equation while their message seeps into your brain.
I would hazard a guess that to them, the message is more important than the success. And if that is felt by an audience, that is also priceless. You don't feel like they're trying to sell you something. They feel like they're trying to give you something. And, and I think that goes a long way. Nah, amazing band. Love them every time.
Yeah, amazing. If you enjoyed this episode, guys, please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and click the little bell icon so you get notified on all our future videos. If you have a request you'd like bumped up the line, please make it through Buy Me a Coffee. All contributions are, of course, very much appreciated. Thank you all for sticking with us. Thank you all for your time.
Thanks again, guys. We appreciate the support. As always, we'll be back in a couple of days with a new episode. We hope to see you all then. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye for now.
Bye, guys.